Hi, welcome to Protea TV, presented by Protea Psychotherapy Practice, which is an organization that specializes in the psychological intervention for personal change. Hi, I'm Protea, your host, and I will be discussing a variety of interesting and relevant topics within modern psychotherapy. In this episode, I'd like for us to look at self-esteem. And the reason for this is because as I was collating information that I could possibly talk about, discuss or explore, I realized there was a recurring theme of low self-esteem, little or no self-worth. And I thought this could be the basis on which I could create a narrative to explore the other psychological issues which are secondary consequences as a result of low self-esteem. So we hear about self-esteem and it's a buzzword and everybody, is cool. But what exactly is self-esteem? A definition, a psychological definition, and I quote, states that low self-esteem is:
low self-esteem reflects a person's overall subjective emotional evaluation of his or her own worth. It is a judgment of oneself as well as an attitude towards self.
So with the understanding that low self-esteem is not liking oneself very much, being very negative and harsh, being very judgmental towards oneself. But how does this manifest itself on a daily basis? A person who suffers from low self-esteem may experience a multitude of negative emotions. But for the purpose of this recording, I'd just like to mention a few. And the first one I'd like to point out is that hopelessness, that sense of excessive hopelessness. Everything is doom and gloom. Nothing positive is ever going to happen to you. For a better word, Mr. and Mrs. Pessimistic, there's never going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And that point leads on to the next point real nicely, which is about blaming yourself unfairly. Everything is about you not doing something well, you not being good enough. So for example, you're in a relationship and the relationship has broken down for whatever reason, but rather than looking at the external practical issues or the facts about the relationship, you internalize everything and it becomes about you not being good enough. You weren't a good enough partner. this relationship is never going to work because of you, not because of the external facts and practicalities as to why the relationship may have broken down. And you see, it's all these sort of internal negative thoughts which lead to the next point, which is disliking yourself. Yes, I know dislike is a very strong word, but once you start thinking all these negative things about yourself, it's only natural that you don't like yourself very much. You're being very judgmental, you're being very harsh, you think nothing positive is going to happen to you, then you certainly don't like you. The thoughts, it compounds you not liking yourself very much. And the final point on that one is about worrying too much. You're forever worrying because you believe that nothing good is going to happen to you. You don't like yourself very much and everything is your fault. You constantly worry. That excessive worrying, not having faith in yourself. Confidence is little or non-existent, because of that constant worry, no belief, no faith in oneself at all. So now we've got some ideas in the ways that low self-esteem may manifest itself in the life of someone on a daily basis. But what are the coping strategies? How does one cope who's suffering from low self-esteem? And the first thing one ought to do is assess your feelings. Identify and understand the source of this low self-esteem. And the next point is developing your self-awareness of who you are. Because once you start assessing and identifying the source of your low self-esteem, you need to be aware of who you are. How is this low self-esteem affecting you past your personality? It's like, ask the question, who am I? Am I this person who doesn't like to wear short shorts because I don't like it? Or was it because every time I wore it in school, I was bullied about my skinny legs? Or am I really a shy person? Or is that something I've adopted because all the many times in the past, whenever I tried to be outspoken, someone would have said to me to shut up? So is that really me? Who are you? You know, identify yourself and find out who you are as a person and your personality. The next point is be compassionate with yourself. You know, take care of you, look after you. You know, if you're busy looking after everybody else and not being kind to yourself, who is looking after you? And when I talk about being compassionate, that also includes your personal self-care. And personal self-care does not just mean physical, but also your emotional and psychological well-being. When was the last time you stopped to smell the roses? You know, when the last time you had a pampering session? Take care of yourself. Your mental well-being is very important. And once you've done all of this and you've applied the processes of these coping strategies and you still feel the need for some sort of support, at this point, it may be suggested that you seek some sort of professional or therapeutic treatment. So just to recap, we've identified that low self-esteem is a subjective perception of yourself where you don't like yourself very much and you're very critical and very judgmental. And it manifests its ways in you not liking yourself very much, you know, being unfair to yourself. And coping strategies, which we talked about, is about looking after yourself, your physical, emotional and psychological well-being. All right, thank you for watching, and hopefully you found the content of this episode quite useful. Should you have questions or any ideas of future topics you'd like us to explore, please go ahead and contact us through our website, which is www.proteapsychotherapy.com, or send us an email at our email address info@proteapsychotherapy.com. Until next episode, be your authentic self. Go ahead and comment below, like and share this video, and remember to subscribe to our channel for weekly updated content.